Talking about the STARS Academy, it's a program for at-risk learners. Students who weren't successful typically in the traditional Pine Bush High School setting. So we come down here to a smaller setting, smaller class size, more hands-on learning, project-based learning.
And it started with interviewing our students about our Friday programs. What they wanted to see was a little bit more choice on some of the things that they would like to do. One of those things was working on engines and motors. It started with one email to Lloyd Greer, who owns Lloyd's Motor Works in town. He said, maybe a couple of Fridays, maybe we'll repair a dirt bike, something like that. Some of the kids will really get into that.
And they were thinking a scale of this big, and I was thinking a scale of this big. And they didn't think that what I had in mind was actually going to come to fruition. And I felt that if we're going to do this, we're going to do it big, and we're going to do it right.
Lloyd had heard of our bike rebuild program through Helping with Horsepower. We all started talking, and next thing you know, we have started up the Helping with Horsepower Engineering Academy. Generally, through our Helping with Horsepower bike rebuild program, at-risk and troubled youth are working on a motorcycle to customize it and then raffle it off. It's a little bit different with this program because the kids are actually working on a race bike that they're going to take to the Bonneville Salt Flats to race. We've incorporated history and math and geography and everything else into this particular program. Not only do we get to share our passion for motorcycles, now we get to share our Bonneville experiences with a group of kids that are really going to get a trip of a lifetime here.
There was some excitement with the typical motorheads that were, the base core of the group. Surprisingly, the girls are the ones that excelled the best in the end as far as their mechanical abilities. And they all learned a certain skill set, welding to fabrication to even some paintwork. Throughout the whole process, they had learned numerous values other than the actual build of the bike. And we also threw in some mathematical equations on how much fuel the bike was going to use, how much fuel we need to make a certain amount of horsepower, and therefore we were able to give it to them in a lot easier form for them to learn. Prior to the Salt Flats, we had taken the bike to the Wilkesboro Airport just to do some shakedown runs. The airport yielded about 145-mile-an-hour test runs just due to the short distance of the runways. However, the hindsight being 2020, the surface between the airport and the Salt Flats is totally different. You're in a desert that is covered with salt, and that's the reality. And when the wind blows, so does the salt. It has a changing condition throughout the course, from hard pack to semi-soft, so you've got to be ready for all of it. I think the whole process of this curriculum has changed their lives in general, the trip especially. The trip was a life-altering experience, not only for the children but for the adults. Also had seen a change in them, their spirit, their mindset. They say that STARS is on fire now. Just the atmosphere has totally changed in the last year.
This is a population of kids that I really enjoy working with. So I love coming down here. I love seeing these kids, all of a sudden complete something and finding value in life and finding value in themselves.
The students at STARS have been unable in the past to really have that real sense of accomplishment and pride in their schoolwork and what they're doing. And this year I feel like we together have given them that opportunity to enjoy something that they're doing while they're at school.
And that's really what we set out to do. We didn't set out to break records, we set out to change lives.